Good morning, Zio here, and today we go back to Google Stadia to take a look, mainly because I was compelled to. No, but seriously, there are some updates to take a look at. We're going to look at the prices among, say, Steam and Stadia, talk about free games, and apparently Stadia working over the, what is it, the networks, the phone networks? Mobile networks, there we go. I can't think, because apparently it wasn't beforehand, and I thought it was, so I was misspoken on that. So let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, but apparently Stadia does not work over 4 or 5G, or it didn't. I thought it did. I've messed with it on the Pixel, and it was a friend's, so I don't actually have, say, the phone or anything like that, but I thought it was already running over 4G as it was. Apparently it was not. It was running off of Wi-Fi, so if I had said that at some point, because that's what I thought was going on, I do apologize. I apparently messed that one up. However, it is now being tested on 4G, 5G mobile data. Mobile data? Anyway. So last year, they said that they were going to be doing this thing, and Stadia was limited to Wi-Fi, but apparently they are going to go ahead with this 4 or 5G mobile data, which is kind of cool. Of course, the only problem with that is going to be your data plan, so keep an eye on that. If you're going to stream a game to your device through mobile data, it will eat through your data. So unless you've got an unlimited gig plan somewhere, this might not be the thing for you. But apparently streaming games over 4G and 5G are coming to the platform via a new Stadia experiment that launched today, which was July 28th. That was last week. But yeah, users who wish to be able to play games on the go can opt into the experiment in the settings section of Stadia app for Android. Tap your avatar in the top right corner, select experiments, and then choose use mobile data. Apparently there is an estimate right now that Stadia consumes about 2.7 gigs per hour, which is quite a bit, not gonna lie, especially when plans don't offer a whole lot to begin with. I don't think. I mean, they do offer, but it costs a lot of money and stuff. In my experience with my phone, I have an unlimited plan through a particular company. I can't think of who it is right now. And after about 15.9 or so gig usage on there, they will slow you down slightly. It's not as bad as, say, when I was on whatever it is that Walmart has with Verizon and stuff. I can't remember who they are, but they were advertising unlimited, and then when you hit like 2.9, and this was years ago, so when you hit like a really small number of data with them, they slowed you down to a speed that was slower than dial-up on my end. So it's not as bad as that. It's still usable. I can still watch things. I can still, play audiobooks, things like that with no real problem. But yeah, depending on your plan, you may want to, keep eye on it, not go overboard. But right now, apparently it is streaming at 360p over 4G, which is not the best in the world, but for a start, it's not bad. That's kind of respectable. It is on a smaller screen, so whether or not you're going to really tell the difference, I don't know. I don't think I've ever looked at anything at 360p on my phone before. I should do that just to see what the difference really looks like on such a small screen. But character carriers are boasting about the amazing 5G speeds. I haven't really looked too much into 5G, to be totally honest, but apparently it's supposed to blow 4G out of the water, and if that's the case, we could look at streaming speeds probably around 720 to 1080 through the phone, if that's the case. But yeah, one of the side effects of playing games over 4 and 5G is that you can't use your Stadia controller. The controller must be on the Wi-Fi network as your phone, which obviously makes it impossible to use on the go, which sucks. I actually didn't realize that until I just read it. But yeah, maybe you can use a different controller. There are Bluetooth controllers out there. Maybe you can use that in conjunction with it. I don't know if anybody's actually tested that or not. But yeah, that's your Google Stadia update for the day. Anyway, so with that, we're going to move on to other things, like, for instance, game prices, because this is what I've decided to really make this video, because I took the time to look at prices, anything that is available on Stadia and on Steam at the same time, not things that haven't shown up on Steam yet, not things that haven't shown up on Stadia yet, or anything like that, and not sell prices. I looked at base prices, not sell prices, just to compare and contrast the games that they have available. And I went through the entire list of Stadia's library to take a look, because as we know, Steam has a huge library. It's been around for quite a while. So when I joke about things like Stadia or Steam having better prices, there is a reason for that, because for the most part, Steam does have better prices on some games. Now, for the most part, a lot of these games have normalized, right? A lot of the prices have normalized. They're about the same across the board. I did find one where Stadia actually has it at a cheaper price as well. So we'll take a look at that as well, because I've got them pulled up on their Steam pages anyway, to take a look at them real quick. But what Stadia Pro does also give you is a library of free games, and there's quite a few, and they're coming in and out as the months go on. If you don't get it, of course, beforehand, you lose access to it on the free side altogether. You'll have to wait for it to come back around or something, or they put it back out for free. But they are bringing in games over and over, and taking them off. And here is a list. If you're curious, this is a list that is updated regularly, by the way, online. It was last updated July 30th. So these are as of July 30th. This is what things are looking at price-wise, what's coming out. If you want a heads up to see what's coming out for Stadia, I do a thing on Saturdays where I look at upcoming games. And if there's a Stadia game on there, I will tell you, this comes out on Stadia. So, and there have been a few games that have come out purely just on Stadia, or they've just got their debut on Stadia as well, that I have noticed come out over the weeks. But we do have a list of free games here. Krita, Destiny 2, the collection. Elder Scrolls Online did just apparently get removed as of July 16th, but it was free. If you get the Greymore thing, which just recently came out, that's $59.99. But that includes like the base game and the Greymore expansion. The same is over on I want to say, what's the other place? Steam. Forgot what it was called. The other place, Steam, also has it on sale. The Greymore expansion is $39.99 right now, but the base game is also a price that I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, and it's not one of those games you have to pay a monthly subscription to. You pay for the game and you can continue doing it. But if you pay for the monthly subscription, you do get perks and like better storage space and other things, which honestly are kind of worth it if you want to get into the Elder Scrolls Online. But when you add the base game and the expansion, I believe the price does come out to $59.99 on Steam as well, which is why it's not on this list that I have created. Even though technically it is cheaper on Steam if you already own, of course, the game. But if you don't, it is going to be that $59.99 price pack. But other games that are currently free is Get Packed, Grid, Glilt, and of course Grid is let's see, Grid added March. Okay, yeah. So that one also has a different price point between them on the free versus, or not the free, but right now it is free. But when it goes off the free list, the current price for it, and before it was on the current price for it, was different between Stadia and Steam as well. But you got something called Hello Neighbor coming out in September. Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek coming out holiday season. Hitman, which is coming in September. Just Shapes and Beats coming August. Kona coming in August, which is this month, by the way. So anything coming in August, it's coming this month. So if you hadn't gotten it on your Pro Stadia, now's the time to look into it and think about, don't forget getting it. Little Nightmares, Metro 2033 Redux, which is also coming in August. Metro Exodus has been removed. Monster Boy and Cursed Kingdom, I kind of want to see what that is. Anyway, added July. Panzer Dragoon Remake added in June. PUBG Pioneer Edition added in April. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid was added in June. Rock of Ages is coming August 14th, which is a game we recently talked about in our Saturday upcoming game list, by the way. Not this past week, but a week or so ago. The Serious Sam Collection added in April. Splitlings added in April. Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. What is that? I've got to look that game up now out of curiosity. Added in April. SteamWorld Dig added July. SteamWorld Dig 2 added March. SteamWorld Heist added March. SteamWorld Quest added March. Strange Brigade coming August. Super Hot added June. The Turning Test added in May. West of Loathing added July. And Zombie Army 4 Dead War added 2020. May, and will be removed this month. So if you hadn't got it, it may actually already be gone. Now, some of these games, these are free that are included with Pro. You have to pay for the Pro subscription to get access to these games. All right. Some of the games on this list, of course, I have compiled, which isn't a very long list, by the way. Some of these are available free for Pro right now, or will be coming free for Pro in the future, or was possibly free on Pro in the past that could come back around. But we've got a list of the games right here, and it will tell you if it's exclusively somewhere, by the way. Like Serious Sam 4 here is exclusive to Stadia and PC until sometime in 2021. Serious Sam Collection. Let's see, Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Announced February 2020 as a timed exclusive title. And of course, some of these prices aren't available yet because they have not been determined because the game is not out yet. You can see that with Cyberpunk 2077 as well, where the price is to be determined. But yeah. Anyway, which of course is also delayed. It's sometime in 2020. We'll have it eventually, right? Okay. So, what games actually do exist on this list and in Steam? Because there are games that are on this list, by the way. For full disclosure, there are games on this list that do not appear in Steam. Like, what was it? Krita, I think? I think that's one of the games that actually is on Stadia, but does not have a Steam port to it. Now, of course, some of these games also might be available on Epic, GOG, among other locations, as well as the Microsoft Store, because one of the games, several of the games actually, are available on the Microsoft Store and not available on Steam. So that is a thing to also take into consideration, that not all these games are available on Steam. Some are available in different locations. And since we are on the PC, we have like 4 or 5 different locations now to buy games. It just sucks that you have to have different login information for everything, of course. But yeah. And of course, Steam, as far as I'm aware, have yet to actually issue a huge bunch of free titles. Now, some games are just free across all the platforms, regardless of where it is, and those, of course, will be free on Steam as well. But the first one we take a look at here is going to be Darksiders Genesis. It is currently on Stadia at $39.99. Over here on Steam, you can get it at $29.99 or $34.99, depending on if you get deluxe or whatnot. And of course, there's DLC as well for $7.99, which is still slightly short of the $39.99 price tag if you were to do that. Now, these prices, of course, are not taking in DLC either. So, I did not factor in DLC, what would be more expensive versus what wouldn't be. But these are just the few games that are available on both sides that are slightly cheaper or more expensive on one versus the other. So, just so people don't realize, I'm not blindly hating on Stadia, because apparently that's what I'm doing when I talk about this, and anyone else who talks about Stadia, I guess, negatively just blindly hates it. But there is a reason we say the things that we say, and this is the reason right here. It's these sort of things right here. But we've got Final Fantasy 15 as well. It is $39.99 on Stadia. You can purchase this at $34.99 on the Windows edition, which I'm pretty sure there's a Windows version on the Windows Store for this game as well. I'm not sure. I forgot. I didn't exactly look it up. But you can purchase this for anywhere between $34.99 and $39.98. If you buy this particular complete edition, which of course is 1 penny cheaper than the Stadia one, so it's not that big of a deal there. But the base game itself is $34.99. You got Grid, which I believe is currently a free game on Stadia Pro, providing you are a Stadia Pro member. But its difference in prices on Stadia is $59.99 to $84.99. Over here on Steam, it is $39.99 to $59.99 as its base pricing. You've got something called Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 3, because I guess there was 2 others. There's 2 others. Can you imagine that? Anyway, it's a motocross game, and it's more power to the people who enjoy that. I honestly kind of like some of the older motocross style games anyway. But currently over at Stadia, as of recording this, it was $59.99. Over on Steam, it is $49.99. All right, so base price on that. Mortal Kombat 11 is this actually different? I don't remember. Okay. On Stadia, this is currently $59.99. However, over here on Steam, we're looking at a price of $49.99 to $69.98, depending on if you get the bigger bundle versus just the base game. So there is also a $59.99 package as well. Those are the big differences there. You've got the Serious Sam HD collection, or the Serious Sam collection over on Stadia, which is currently $29.99, by the way. Over here on Steam, it is $38.45 to get the Serious Sam collection. So that is actually more expensive over on Steam than it is on Stadia. And then we have another one, which I believe is also free on Pro. If you have Google Stadia Pro, this game is, I believe, free to you right now. But if you do not, it will cost you a total of $19.99 on Stadia. Over here on Steam, however, it is $14.99. Or you can get a SteamWorld Complete Bundle, which has a ton of different games and such to it. DLCs and whatever else happens to be in there, for $84.91. Which is a thing too. If you want to get whatever that bundle is. SteamWorld. Oh, that kind of looks like it'd be an interesting platform, to be totally honest. And then we have Trials Rising. Over on Google Stadia, it is currently at a base price of $24.99, and I think this also might be a pro free game, or is going to be. I can't remember now. I know I just read that list off, but I should have annotated somewhere what was actually pro free and what wasn't. So I apologize for that. But on Google Stadia, it is $24.99 and $39.99, or between those price points. Different things, because just like Steam that has, like a standard or a gold edition or a deluxe edition, things like that, Stadia does have access to some of those bundles as well. Over here on Steam, it is $19.99 and $29.99 for the gold edition or the base edition. And then, of course, yeah, actually, that's it. I've got Attack on Titan sitting here because somebody said that it was more expensive on Steam. But no, it's actually $59.99 on both Stadia and on Steam as well. It's not more expensive over here. I guess if you factor in the upgrade battle pack, because I'm not exactly sure how those two things work, I'm pretty sure this includes both that and the other thing. But yeah, so that's also $59.99 across the board between both of them, of course. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it. This is your Google Stadia update without hating on Stadia. Yeah, I can do that occasionally. I can do an update on something just like the Atari VCS, where I don't just sit there and shit on it all day. Isn't that cool? Anyway, no, but the blind hate doesn't just materialize out of nowhere. There's a reason why things are said the way they are. It's not a whole lot of games that are different price range. Some of them are more expensive on Steam. Some of them you can't even get on Steam, but you can get them in the other locations as well, just as you can when Steam has things that Stadia doesn't have. We just have to keep in mind that Stadia is a relatively new thing. It just launched last year. It's still coming around. It's getting more games, and its prices are normalizing across the board, especially with newer titles and things where they're coming out at $59.99 or $69.99, whatever the new price point's going to be. It's generally going to be the same regardless of which site you're using or which service that you are using. Anyway, that's about all I got to say. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.